Hello, everyone, and welcome to final round coverage of the Tournament Capital Open presented by Dynamic Disc. This coverage is brought to you by Okanagan Disc Supply. I'm Andre. I'm with Jesse. We got back nine coverage coming at you right now.
It all gets decided right here. Thomas Gilbert is off to a pretty hefty lead. Casey Hanemayer 5 strokes clear of Stu chasing, but Stu only has a stroke on Andrew, and Duncan Schultz making a late charge to get within 2 of 4th place.
I just want to shout out Noah Higgins. He made up like 36 places or something like that in the last couple of rounds. He's playing really well in this third round. He had a rough first day, but his rounds 2 and 3, he's made the top 10 now. So
yeah, absolutely. A very capable young gun from Lethbridge, Alberta. You will see him on other coverage later this year and probably at a tournament near you if you live in Western Canada. He travels and plays a ton.
Hole 10, tunnel shot. This one's pretty straightforward. Throw it straight, put it in the basket.
Yeah, didn't see any over-the-top business, so these guys will have to play the gap.
Thomas looks like he early released that one a little bit. Hits a tree on the left.
Looks like he likes to power up a stable disc left to right and just let it leak a little too left. Casey going with that thumber, see if he can get it all the way there in this round. Looks like he's got the height on it.
There it is.
There we go. That's a great correction over yesterday.
He still made the putt yesterday, but it looks like he's got an easier putt today. Stu.
Stewart's been showing off some pretty smooth backhand skills. I wouldn't be surprised to see him park this one. Oh, didn't quite get the turn.
Looks like he had a late tree there. See if Andrew can make the correction. Nice and low.
It looks like he does.
This is looking real nice. He almost hits Casey's disc on the way to the basket.
Yeah, couldn't throw it any more perfect than that.
Thomas after hitting that early tree.
Yeah, a little flexy approach from Thomas, putting it to 15 feet. Shouldn't be an issue for him.
Stu from a knee outside of the circle. The sage in front of him. And gets some. Look at that putt.
Great putt from 40 plus from a knee over and around the sage.
We got to see that
highlight.
one again.
Yeah.
Makes no mistake on that one. Casey for the bird.
Count it.
Makes that one look easy.
Great putt from Casey, overshadowed a little bit by Stewart there. Stu's being maybe in the top 5 we've seen all tournament. The other guys cleaning up their pars and birdies respectively.
Hole 11. This one is a challenge. You got these trees in the middle here. You can take the left gap, you can take the right gap, but you want to land it in the fairway right about here and get yourself the upshot into this basket, which is a little tight as well.
Yeah, all players yesterday going over the top here, backhand or sidearm. We'll see if they do the same.
Casey, looks like his is looking good.
Beautiful view of Kamloops mountains and hills in the background off that catch cam.
That's it. Yeah. Yes. Swing.
Guys having some fun on the box there.
Yeah, it was a fun card all around. It was great to be around them. A lot of positive vibes, even with the battles going on.
Andrew maybe getting a bit more left than he wanted, playing that what they call the second fairway off to the left there.
Thomas with a little bit of a different approach here.
Is he going to go big Anheuser?
Oh, he's going big Anheuser.
And he lifts an early tree.
Coming over.
Thomas, known for having some fun in his final rounds when he's got a couple stroke cushion, which he does. Unfortunate to see him hit that tree. I'd like to see him have another chance at that one. Great recovery sidearm to make up for it, though.
Here's Casey's second shot. Makes it look easy. That's inside the circle.
Great shot from Casey there.
Doesn't have to make a 100-foot putt today.
Yes, Casey having the highlight of our tournament coverage on this hole yesterday. If you haven't checked out that coverage, go do it. Andrew's sidearm ending up a little bit right and early. Now to Stewart, looking at a thumber.
Yeah, he ended up in this funky spot to the right of the fairway. That's a good recovery shot. Thomas putting this one up. Landing inside the circle. Andrew for the birdie.
Still a little bit too much angle on that one, but that should leave him in the circle.
Here's Stu. His birdie bid.
Yeah, pops that one over a little too hard as well. Thomas got a little bit left for par here after his fun, but converts on that. But regardless,
it's always nice to be able to recover like that and get your par even after clipping an early tree. And that was Casey putting his birdie in, and Andy's putting his in now. It's 2 for the par. Hole 12, 377 feet, par 3. Pretty tight at the beginning here. Mando on the left. Got to make it through these tight gap. If you're playing the backhand, it's a straight shot. These guys yesterday went with the big forehand flex. We'll see if they can go with that again today.
yeah, these guys trying to take as many trees out of the equation as possible. You see Casey trying to throw over them while still making the Mando.
Dump it out left.
Looks like he's to the left of the basket or to the right of the basket.
Stu going to try and improve on his efforts from yesterday, and Casey's shot. Maybe too much angle.
Looks like he got a little high on that one. It's stall out though. Getting into the crowd there.
Andrew playing the gap yesterday, looking to do it again.
Under.
And a great recovery, or
He
great
makes it.
correction, rather,
Yes.
from yesterday. He caught a little bit of bamboo yesterday, hitting the gap perfectly this time around.
No.
Hold on, you gotta get drift there.
Here's Thomas's. Looks like he got some height on that one as well. Into the crowd as well.
Let's see. Our high sidearms all look like they're scrambling. Surprised to see Andrew to be
I
the
think
first to play.
he might have clipped something and leaked out left.
Fairly good approach from his position. Now putting from about 45. Casey doesn't quite make it the whole way, but the tree kicks him down in the circle. Stu with a high sidearm. Leaves his to 20 feet.
Here's Thomas for par. It's banned.
A little bit of ban for Thomas. Unfortunate. That should set him up for his first bogey of the round, I believe.
Andy making good on that par. Gotten the shakes out of his putt, it looks like.
Be great to see him finish strong. Keep battling with Stewart. Haven't talked much about Stewart since he's been on the coverage. Stewart known for winning the MP40 division of the Las Vegas Challenge a few years back, just before COVID. He's a very, very, very fierce competitor in that MP40 division, as well as MPO here in Western Canada. He's also one half of InDesign, a disc golf course design company that does projects across British Columbia, famously for Raptors Nil.
And he's currently running a clean scorecard on his way to a neg 14. He's holding on to that one-stroke lead over Andrew here.
Yep, they're going to keep that 1-stroke gap they have. And Duncan will continue to chase as well.
Thank you, Okanagan Disc Supply, for your support of Park Pro. Big help to us here. You know, we couldn't do this coverage without you. Definitely worth going to check them out in Kamloops, BC if you haven't already. Hole 13, 326-foot par 3. Trees on the left here, kind of cutting off the big hyzer play a little bit. We'll see what these guys do here. The basket's tucked in a little bit to the right, and we saw Thomas here do a big hyzer to the right-hand side, so that'll be an interesting play if he can get that one as well.
Most guys pushing a high sidearm, chasing the left side trees coming into the right. Casey doing
Hanemayer.
almost just that.
Big forehand. He puts it inside the circle. Well inside the
Yeah,
circle.
just outside the bullseye for Casey, but it looks good. Stu going to look to match that line, I believe. Turn this one over in round 2, makes the correction here, but slight overcorrection as he catches a tree on the right side.
That's unfortunate for Stu. Chance for Andrew here.
Yeah, Andrew threw this hole well with a turnover.
Did he get sneaked through there or no? There it is.
Oh.
Drops down.
That is a worse lie for Andrew. We'll see how he recovers from that. Thomas going with the big hyzer again
Smash the bat.
and catches a tree 50 feet long.
Here's Andrew's up shot. After catching that early tree, see
Yeah.
if he can recover.
Andrew doing his best to scramble from way out of position. Looks like he got a piece of the disc, but is it
It looked like
enough?
I think it clipped a tree. Yeah, there it is. Stuck in the tree there.
Not sure if we just saw a Stu fist bump, or fist pump rather, either in excitement for a chance or in disappointment for his cardmate Andrew.
He's leaving a little bit to be desired here, too. He is in circle 1, but
Not a guaranteed putt for Stu either. See if Andrew can get out now.
it's not a bad recovery from in those trees. Here's Thomas for birdie.
A little closer than the 50 that I called earlier, but
And he sneaks that one in.
doesn't matter. It's in the basket. A little bit of pressure on Stu to make this putt.
Makes the top of the basket.
Sails it, but potentially saved by that sagebrush, not getting any more ground play or any more distance to make up. That bogey comebacker makes good on that one.
Yeah, opportunity for Andrew here to take a stroke.
Believe he's also putting for bogey. So,
Oh, really?
So to keep,
Ah, that's true.
yeah,
Yes, he
the
is.
double scramble here needs to
Casey
make.
puts in his birdie, though.
Yeah, well done for Casey.
So Andrew actually catching a break on that one.
Yes, not dropping any more strokes as he is chasing by 1. I am all about the Stu and Andrew battle as we go into our last 5 holes here.
Hole 14 is a 374-foot par 3. Plays a little bit downhill. Some big highs with some gorgeous mountains in the background. You don't really see it from the drone shot, but you'll see it as they come off the tee here. This one can be a challenge in the wind, so I'm excited to see how these guys manage that.
Yeah, more over the top play, I suspect, but the trees are a little bit taller on the way in, so it's a little more specific. Casey pushing that wide, hoping to come back in towards the basket, which he does. Gets a bit of a skip out, but that's a 40-foot putt. Well within his range. Thomas likely trying to do the same thing. Looking at a little bit more angle in Casey. Whoa.
He got a little wide on that one, it sounded like.
Yeah, not seeing anything but pine needles on the catch cam. Might have left that too wide.
Stewart here.
Stu with the bogey in the back of his mind. Let's see how he attacks this one. And he may...
Oh, that one flipped over on him.
He throws a flippy disc and does so well. Leaves it a bit short, but not a lot of danger. Gives him a long look at 2 for free and an easy par. But opportunity here for Andrew to stick it closer and gain a stroke back.
This looks like it could be good.
Yeah. Similar with the Casey's. Oh, but short as well.
And it looks like he'll be shorter than Stu even. So here's Thomas up first. Nice little buttery forehand into the basket.
Andrew with a little pitch putt opportunity over the sage.
I bet he wishes he was as tall as Thomas and Casey right now. Here's Stu.
Stu getting a similar line without the obstruction. Big advantage to him.
Oh, ooh.
And catching metal.
Here's Casey's birdie bid. Just outside the circle. Little low.
Catching that cage. He's not happy about it. Casey putts on a very straight, direct line, so that is a miss from him, and he knows it. That's why we're getting the emotion.
Here's Andrew. Cleaning up his par. Stewart will do the same. Casey to follow. Not too big of a deal for Casey. He's pretty solidly locked into that second spot.
Yeah, I think we need to see a series of snowmen here to finish out the round for Casey to be in any danger. Similar situation for Thomas to be in any danger of Casey catching him.
Hole 15. Make it through the trees, I guess.
You guessed right. The basket's straight ahead.
There it is. Watch out for the sagebrush on the left. That can be a trouble getting into the green, depending on where you land.
Casey lining up the high sidearm.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I don't know if he slipped or something there, but that one got away from him.
Yeah, not happy with that one. Play on rubber tee pads a lot myself. I know they can get slippery when they get dusty, and it's very dry in Kamloops where this is taking place. Potential for some slip there, or just a misfire from Casey.
Here's Thomas over the top.
Yep, taking the right side backhand wide angle. Fading out a little bit. Looking like it might give him a circle's edge putt short left.
Here's Stu. Looking like it might be okay. Gonna miss these trees. Oh yeah, it got sneaky through all those trees.
Slightly overturned, but playing the hole as intended. So big respect to Stu for playing the gap. Same with Andrew. Andrew sees Stu and they're battling and says, I can do that. Maybe even better.
Gets caught up in that sagebrush. He could have got a couple extra feet, but that's that distortion that Casey's been relying on all tournament long.
Getting a little aggressive with that one, and Thomas making his long birdie putt, moving him to 31 under overall. Now officially exceeding an average of 10 down per round. And a great putt from Andrew.
He needed that one.
Yeah, we've seen some putting struggles from him, so that is a very good putt in a pressure situation.
And look at this putt from Stu. This one's going to be a tough one.
Stu has made a few of these kneeling putts and from distance. I'm not sure he is as concerned as most players would be, taking his time to get lined up properly as he knows the stakes of this putt. And makes
good. That's a good putt from Stu. That's a good clean stroke.
Yeah, never wish ill on your group mates or competitors, but I know Andrew was likely clinching a little bit while he watched Stu make that putt.
Nice putt from Casey as well. And we are at the same spot in that third and fourth matchup. Duncan's a stroke back from Andrew, and Andrew's a stroke back from Stewart. Big shout out to our Patreon supporters as we move into hole 16, 575 foot par 4, OB on the hillside to the left. Probably mostly just so you don't have to walk down and get your disc, but these guys are going to try to keep their discs out to the right and land somewhere around these trees. Unless you're like Thomas, you can go over the top and try bite off as much as you can chew.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew probably trying to make a correction over round 2 where he let his unfortunately leak out left. Thomas probably going wide of all the trees.
Well, it looks like he clipped one there.
He clips the first one, and I know based on his disc choice and the lineup, he was actually going big hyzer flip to run at it, but unfortunately kicks down.
That one is deep in the valley.
Stu looking to be wide of those trees, maybe trying to skip underneath of them once he gets out there.
Oh, just missed that tree.
Yep.
Gus is looking good.
With the glide and the turn, and like we said, skipping out of the trees, not quite making it out, but making it past most of them. Should have just a little work left.
Here's Andrew making that correction. Maybe a little bit over correction.
Yeah.
But he is safe in that wide open fairway.
Safe, but he'll have to navigate all of the trees on the right side to make his approach now, which is to a basket against the hillside and OB, putting some pressure on him to perform now. Casey getting caught up in the trees, but maybe a gift there as a decent skip would have forced him very close or past that OB line. Thomas with lots of work left to do for his probably 450 plus.
He's got the arm for it, but this one looks like it may be a little high.
Oh, I saw it crossing into the left. We'll see if it had the
OB as well. That's an unfortunate break for Thomas.
It will come down to where he's putting from now.
Good thing he has that cushion. Here's Andrew's much needed approach. Gets around the trees. This is looking beautiful.
That is a great shot. Puts a little bit of pressure on Stu to perform when we get to his. I believe he's just underneath of those next trees past Casey here.
There's Casey. Nice skip off the tree there.
Nice little anti-skip, yeah, in the direction of the basket. Stu with a little lean out here, not as obstructed as he could be. Hoping for a little skip himself now.
Yeah.
And he's well into the circle.
Here's Thomas. Looks like he's still at about circle's edge from the OB mark.
Awkward stance, forced into that straddle on the slope, but he has played well off the hill so far.
Makes good on that one.
Wow, great putt.
That was a great putt from that spot. There's Casey's birdie. Andrew.
And
That's
Andrew's
a tough miss.
putting at the worst possible time for Stu to now get another stroke on him. Andrew running back to his disc, maybe a little bit of frustration, a little bit of nervous energy coming out there.
Yeah, Andrew's one of those guys that he seems to shrug those things off pretty well. He's pretty talkative to me while I was running the camera, and he's a pretty relaxed guy. Doesn't get frustrated easily, but hopefully he can recover from that one because that was a tough break for him.
Tough break at maybe the worst possible time.
Yeah.
He did play this hole very well yesterday.
Yeah.
Throwing the wide shot, shortest shot of the group, but then his second shot was on the basket, missing and just ending a little bit left. We'll see if he can repeat that today. Box goes to Stu. Good shot high over the trees, pushing to that left side where you can
That's great.
throw
That's a great shot.
straight or hyzer approach. Couldn't ask for much more. Casey mashing the sidearm out the left side gap. He will likely be the only one to do that, but he does it well. Pressure here now on Andrew.
Gotta hit the fairway.
Looks wide enough and high enough.
Yep.
And
That looks good as well.
Yep.
I think just short of those sage there.
And Thomas likely to throw the same line. Yep.
Except maybe a little bit further.
He might have thrown it slightly harder.
Nice, got past all those guys.
Gets
a
himself clear of all
long
the
throw.
sage. You can see the gallery that formed. Shout out to all the fans that come out. I know the pros love having the support live right there.
This is looking great as well.
And
Oh,
Andrew does it twice.
pressure on Stu here
From a
now.
hard position, too. Wow. Stu knowing he has that extra stroke to play, but this is not a
Maybe.
place he's going to use it.
Sagebrush.
Yeah, awkward.
Kind of making it a little bit awkward, and
Oh.
as a result, he hits a tree pretty early.
And short of a throw in, there's that stroke back. Casey going thumber.
Oh my, looks great. Land on it.
There we go. Look at that.
Wow. Speaking of thumbers, we saw Jason Popejoy walk by the completion of the last hole. Shout out to him in the Thumber Nation.
Stewart now needs a throw in.
Oh, and he uses his stroke that he gained on the last hole. He should convert that putt, and so should Andrew. Thomas having some fun, trying to push that eagle bit out there. Casey gets his birdie after a beautiful thumber. Stu leaves his putt a little bit high, but no
It's in the
harm,
basket.
no
Counts.
foul. Yeah.
There's Andy's birdie.
And going into hole 18, I guarantee you these guys are checking U-disc for the charging Duncan Schultz. See how that goes by the end of the round here.
Let's take a look
Oh.
at this. Stu, neg 15. Andy, neg 14. Pressure's on Andy to perform here off the tee.
He played this hole absolutely beautifully yesterday. I expect he will try to do the same. He's the only player to take the backhand, if I remember correctly. Just shapes up a little better for a sidearm to avoid that OB. You can see staked on left and right.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest key here for both players is to avoid OB as much as possible.
Yeah, be inbounds.
Give yourself a chance, especially for Stu. He's basically just has to keep it in bounds.
Casey groaning off the tee as he thinks he's pushed it too far to one side, but
It looks like it's in bounds.
he's inbounds in the circle likely. Pressure on Andrew now. Stu will know what his play has to be based on this one.
Sit.
And that needs to start fading. I see a green flag.
It's looking pretty decent. See what Stu's got.
Looks like a Sexton Firebird from Stu.
Oh, this looks high.
Oh boy,
This is danger.
that looks out. But the spotter, yeah,
It's out of
you
bounds.
see the red
Oh,
flag. Oh boy. Now if Andrew can put his putt together, he should be able to take the necessary strokes on Stu. We'll see how that plays out after Thomas's sidearm here.
He was totally strong.
Oh, he
Holy
juiced that.
wow.
Threw it out of bounds long. Believe that was a distortion as well.
Yeah, the group showing their excitement for how far that managed to go.
Here's this putt from Andy. It's a
Ooh.
little bit of a tough putt with this tree in front of him.
Tree and sage. And he's much shorter than I expected.
Yeah.
Forced to make that high pitch putt.
So this is a pressure putt for Stu. It's for the par and basically for solo third.
And he gets it when it matters most. It's a great finish from Stu. Steady play all day. Not a lot of issue here, there, or anywhere else. We'll see
Take a
it
look
one
at
more
that.
time.
Snuck it over the top of the basket there.
Thomas from OV Deep, also for par. A little more color on his scorecard than Stu. And he converts as well.
Got to give the fans what they want, right? They got to get that big putt to end.
Absolutely.
Casey Hanemayer for a birdie. It's Gage. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Meaningless in the score thing, but
Yep. Maybe the 7 ratings points could have made a difference to him, but that's a confident weekend from Casey taking down second place. Thomas making his win official. Stu taking home third. And Andrew Henderson only one back. Worst case scenario, tying with Duncan.
and let's take a look at the grand scoreboard here. Duncan Schultz pulls to within 1 stroke of Andrew. That's as far as he gets.
Can't seal the deal. And Noah Higgins with the 9 down, tie for the hot round with Casey as far as I can tell. Shout out to Noah again, making his total 9 down, so even prior. Miguel slipping a couple spots after yesterday, staying matched with Chen.
Yeah, and that was just Thomas ran away with the tournament from pretty much round 1. He had a really hot round 1 and no one could catch him. Casey, of course, started off with a rough round 1 and pulled everything back together.
A rough round 1 front 9. I believe Casey walked off the front 9 of round 1 at +3.
That's true.
And then shot 7 down in the back 9 to move himself to
That's true.
4 down.
Yeah, it's nice to see Stu on coverage there. And, the battle with Andrew was all round. It was a blast to watch, blast to cover.
Yeah, it's unfortunate I couldn't be there, but I'm really glad I got to be part of this and watch the coverage. Like I said, with Thomas and Casey kind of pulling away from the pack early, that battle between Stu and Andrew was the excitement of the tournament. And I'm sure if you could put a chase camera on Duncan, there were some moments where he was getting close to breaking into the top 4 that could have been quite exciting as well. And obviously that, again, the 9 down from Noah would have been awesome to see as well.
So I just want to say thank you, first of all, to you, Jesse, for hopping on the commentary with me. Thank you to Braden and Braden, my 2 cameramen. That's Braden Asa from Flame Flow and Braden Schmidt. He's from Vernon. Yeah, and it's been a blast. Thank you for watching coverage of the Tournament Capital Open. Huge thanks to Okanagan Disc Supply again. They're the ones, this coverage couldn't be possible without them. They did a lot to help me out. So thanks to them.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to be on the call today and watch some great disc golf. Shout out to all the sponsors of the tournament, all the organizers. I can't say it all. The Kamloops Disc Golf Club as a whole did a great job from what I can see prepping the courses. And yeah, as far as I know, everything ran as smooth as could be. So
There's
shout
a
out
lot
to
of
the
a
TD
lot of
team.
A lot of positive feedback on the tournament as a whole. And I'm really excited for what they come up with next year. And hopefully we'll be back next year for coverage of the 2023 Tournament Capital Open. For now, I'm Andre.
And I'm Jesse.
And thanks for watching Park Pro.